My name is Lizette Santos. I'm with the New York, New Jersey Minority Supplier Development Council, and we welcome you to the New York State's MWBE program, our virtual workshop today. I'd like to introduce you guys Mr. Jason Miles Clark, who serves as the Executive Vice President of the Division of Minority and Women's Business Development. Prior to joining the Empire State Development Corp., Jason served as an executive director of Tech NYC, where he successfully prioritized, reducing the digital divide and building a tech ecosystem that works for all New Yorkers. Before Tech NYC, he was a lawyer at Hamilton Clark LLP and previously served as first attorney for the Harlem Regional Office in the New York State Attorney General's Office. Jason also founded Dream Chasers, an organization helping students from underrepresented backgrounds attend New York City specialized high schools. In legal director of Good Call NYC, an organization that connects arrested New Yorkers with a free attorney, and served as president of the Metropolitan Black Bar Association. In 2021, Jason ran for New York City Council in his District 27, his home district. Jason is a Southeast Queens native who brings to ESD a wealth of experience, expanding opportunities for New Yorkers. He is a graduate of Princeton University and the University of Michigan Law School. Without further ado, I give you Mr. Jason Miles Clark. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Lizette, and thank you for my whole bio. So now everyone knows everything about me. My name is Jason Clark. As Lizette had mentioned, I am the Executive Director of the state's Minority and Women Business Development Division. And the purpose of the division is to figure out ways that we can be able to help more minority and women businesses have opportunities with the state of New York. Over this last couple of years, there's quite a bit that we've been up to. We used to come a couple of years ago, we had a backlog of over approximately 3,720 applications. We heard all these stories as to it would take a couple of years for people to be able to get certified. So one of the first things that we did is figure out ways to be able to eliminate the backlog and then figure out ways to be able to improve the certification process. And just at our forum a few months ago, the governor was able to announce that on average, businesses are getting certified in less than 65 days, though. To everyone also, the exact number that we tell people is 90 to 120 days. In addition to that, we've done a lot to make sure that we're not just getting folks certified, but figure out ways that we can be able to improve MWBE participation that's there. And happy to announce that last year, as well as the year before, we actually had the highest MWBE utilization in the history of the state of New York, which is also leads the nation when it comes to MWBE participation as well. And today, very happy that we have two superstars within our division that will be speaking. I know that Jenny Lowe is going to talk a little bit about the certification process, what it looks like, what it entails. A big part of what we've been trying to do is make sure folks are aware as to how to be able to get certified, given the resources that they're having challenges when it comes to completing the application, so that you're in the best position to be able to participate in some of these really terrific opportunities that are before the state. But we also want to make sure that you know from the business development side what it means when it comes to state contracting opportunity, or what opportunities we have, especially for mid-sized businesses, to be able to grow and build through our accelerator program. So I know Delcy Andrade, we'll be talking a little bit about that. But overall, if there's one message coming to us, we want to let you know that, we're very excited about, the work that we're doing. A few months ago, back in August, we announced and published our disparity study, which is one of the things that shows that our program remains to that there's a compelling state interest in the state continuing the program, and our program is legally justified. So we're looking forward to continuing and building on the work that we've done and figure out ways that we can help more minority and women businesses grow. So with all that being said, I'm just going to pass this off to Jenny, who's going to do a presentation on the certification process, and looking forward to connecting and working more with the New York, New Jersey Minority Supplier uh, Development Corps. I may have mentioned that a little bit, but very looking forward to working forward more with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason. Jenny, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Yes. Well, thank you, everyone. It is so good to be able to at least meet you virtually today. And thanks to the New York, New Jersey Minority Development Council for helping Minority Supplier Development Council for helping us host this workshop. So what I'm going to go over is quickly about what it takes to certify and how do you prepare for certification. So I will have a slide presentation, which I'm going to go through pretty quickly. And of course, it can be made available to you folks through the council. So right now I'm going to share my screen. So this is the certification presentation that I will go over with you. So we'll talk about the benefits of getting certified and what does the process look like, what type of application there is for the state's MWBE program, and some of the ABCs of certification and how do you submit your application, and resources that are going to be available to you. As you heard from our leader, Jason Clark, so I'm not going to go through the slide. So our mission was also covered by Jason, so I will pass on this one. So the question is, why do we certify? We certify MWB businesses for the state to maintain integrity of the program, to make sure that those who are minority-owned and women-owned businesses are actually an ongoing concern and run and controlled by the person whom we rely on to make the certification. And once you're certified, you actually have this so-called stamp that you have been recognized as MWB in the state of New York. And we do this so that we can maintain the integrity of the program and also prevent any fraud or abuse situation that comes to programs like this. And we also promote and work with state agencies or authorities to participate in the program by purchasing from MWBEs to meet the 30% goal that Jason had mentioned earlier. The benefit of getting certified is, of course, you now will be in the directory of the New York State Certified Minority Women-Owned Business that currently has over 9,000 plus firms in there. We will also be able to help you provide other resources that Empire State Development has to offer, including access to capital program, binding program. And you will hear from my colleague Dulcie later about how do you look for the opportunities with state agencies and authorities once you're certified. As you know, New York State is leading in the MWBE spend category across the country. So we also are leading in helping to strengthen this program as well. And it is among the best in best class practice in MWBE programs. So what does it take? What do you need to look for, and what do you have to prepare for? So when on our website, there is an assessment tool where you can take a look at your own time, whether or not you are ready to to be certified, because the program has rules that were promulgated by a set of law called Executive Law Article 15A. So what we do is you first gather your information to prepare for the application. Once it's submitted, we review it for compliance, meeting the criteria of the program, and then we make a final decision on the application. So this is just a little more detail about what do we do. we collect information that you submit. We first take a look at to see if you have everything, and then we then go through step by step of the criteria against your application, and then we make a determination. Applications are done online as most things. So this is the website that you will go to start your application. What type of application? So there is, in the State of New York program, there is minority certification, there's women's certification, and then there's minority and women certification. So what that means
Jenny?
is that I'm Chinese. Yes.
Jenny, I'm so sorry. Please forgive the interruption. Your slides aren't progressing, meaning it's still showing
my
the
slides
NYS.
are not progressing?
Yes, I apologize. I had a couple of folks on the chat complaining of that.
Oh, so right now I have a slide that hits by application types. Is everybody seeing that?
No, we're still on the first one where it says NYS MWBE certification made easy. It's the only one that's still showing on the screen.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go. Let me try again. Let me get out and get back in. So sorry. It worked before when we were testing, so I am going to try again. I'm so glad you guys told me about this. So
make sure you only have one of the copies open and not two.
yes, I have only one open. So
Okay.
now let me try to advance. Do you see an agenda slide?
No.
Okay. So it worked before, right, Clifford? Clifton? I'm moving from the first slide to the second slide. Maybe I can just close out this program and try again. Why don't I do that?
Okay. And I think before we were sharing your whole screen.
Okay, I am going to try again. Okay, can you see my screen with the agenda?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let me try page down. Oh, wait. Do you see Jason's, the slide with Jason's photo?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Okay, now it's working, so I'm going to make it full screen. You see the Division of Minority Women-Owned Business Development?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. So I blew through these because Jason had already talked about this. So I mentioned earlier about why do we certify to maintain the integrity of the program and making sure that those who are applying for certification are indeed businesses that operated and controlled by a minority of women who owns 51% of the business. And our division also helps agencies to meet their goal of spending 30% of the purchases of goods and services with certified firms. The benefit of being certified by New York State is that you will be in a directory where all other certified firms are in. Agencies and authorities and projects with New York State funding will go to this directory to look for minority women-owned businesses that can provide service to them, and or sell products to them. And we will have the New York State Empire State Development also have other resources that's available to minority and women-owned businesses in terms of financing and bonding program that also is available to help certify firms. And as Jason mentioned earlier, New York State is leading the pack in minority women-owned business programs across the country. So when you are certified by New York State, it really is a very strong stamp of approval for the MWBE program. So I'm going to talk through this certification process. Are you ready to get certified? We have a website that has a business assessment tool for you to look at whether when you are ready to certify whether your business is set up to meet the eligibility criteria outlined in Executive Law Article 15A. So we review the documentation, we then read it, look at it against the criteria, and then the decision is made to determine whether or not you meet the criteria. So I just saw a message saying that the screen froze. So right now I have a page called Ready for Certification. Did you folks see that?
No,
we
Jenny,
don't
it
see
still
it.
just has Jason's picture with the
Oh
welcome.
my. Okay, so I am
Do you
not
want to
sure
try to
what
tap down
actually.
and see if it'll take you to the next one?
Yeah. So
Jenny, I think if you don't make it a large screen, if you were
okay,
just
I
keeping it,
just I just exited the full screen. So the okay. Are you seeing it? The screen moving? So I had
No,
Jason
it's
here,
not.
so I moved to the. It's not moving. Let me get out and try again. I am so
Okay,
sorry.
Jenny.
This is crazy, crazy.
No worries. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Just a little technical issue. If you bear with us just a moment.
Okay, let me try again. Okay, we have Jason's picture on the slide right now. Did you see the screen advancing?
Division of Minority and Women's Business Development.
Yeah.
We're at that page with the mission and key objectives.
Yeah, we got that. Okay, moving to the why do we certify? Do you see that advancing?
yes,
You see why do we certify?
yes,
Okay. Now benefits of getting certified. Are you seeing the slide advancing?
yep. The slides are now advancing.
Okay, good. So why certify? Are you ready to get certified? I talk about our website having a tool and how we review the application, the 3 steps that we take to review the application. So now I am going to, this has a little more information about how we review, and it's similar to what I just talked about before. We get all the information first, we review for compliance, meaning against the criteria of the program, and then we make a recommendation for the decision. This is the web. Are you seeing a page that has this New York State contract system?
Yes,
Okay. That's the website where you go to start your application. I talked about earlier that there are different types of application that one can apply for. So there's minority business enterprise, women business enterprise, minority and women business enterprise, meaning that I am Chinese, so I am a minority and then a woman. So I would apply for both minority and women certification. We have fast track application that we collaborate with a number of other certifying entities, and the minority, New York, New Jersey Minority Supplier Development Council is one of our fast track collaborators. What that means is that if you were certified by the council, you can include your application material and the approval letter from the council along with a fast track application that you can submit with Empire State Development. And the vice versa, it goes the other way as well. If you were certified by us first, you do the same thing when you go to apply for a certification by the council. So the next few things I'm going to talk about is the ABCs of certification. So you're seeing the slide that says application review, the ABCs of certification. So A is for the applicant, meaning that the person who owns 51% or more of the business is a minority or woman. They need to have a personal net worth of no more than $15 million. They have to be either a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident of the U.S. And B is for the business entity. The business has to be authorized to do business in New York State. They are not publicly traded, and they must have business activity in the state of New York prior to applying for certification. And they have to meet the small business criteria, which is less than 300 employees in the company. C is for control and capital contribution. So the 51% owner must have made capital contribution to the business. It could be you purchase a computer for the business to start the business. That's capital contribution. The business owners must have proportionate share of risk and profit in the business, and the owner whom we rely on to make the determination must make all the business decision, operating the business independently without seeking help from others. And they really have to control all aspects of the business that they are operating. And the next few slides really just deals with what the documentation that we're looking for. So I often kind of say that we are in the trust and verify business, meaning that we trust that you are the 51% owner or more, but we want to see documentation. So these are the documentation on the right-hand side that tells you what some of the documentations are needed. Every application is different and unique, so this is not an exhaustive list of documentation that we need to prove you being the applicant or the business owner. So I'll go to the C. Similarly, what we talked about, the business have authorization to do business in New York, what the business is set up. These are documentation that need, depending on the type of business that's set up. C is the control and the capital contribution requirement. Again, these are examples of documentation that we need. So don't take this as the only list. So what happens when we look at your business and say you meet the criteria? Each business has its own industry specialty. So we use a set of coding called NAICS, is North America Index Coding System, which is a set of codes, indexes that is used by us, the US, Canada, and Mexico. All businesses assign a specific coding. This is very important once you are certified and you are in the directory. When an agency or a prime contractor is looking for a minority woman-owned business to subcontract with, they use a code to this NAIC code to S code to search, and also they search by your business description as well in the directory. And then the NIGP code is associated with mostly products. Many products have this coding. So if you're in a business that sells products, and this is a coding that is also helpful for you to be found in our directory. So I'm going to fly through this slide. Basically, this is saying that we look through your application. If there's some glaring missing required document, we would figuratively return the application for you so that you can submit the information that is required. This slide, I'm not going to read through it. There's just some common errors that sometimes people may make when they submit an application, just to make sure that you include everything that is required. If we ask for a document to be notarized, make sure that it's notarized. You need to provide documentation for your proof of your proportional ownership interest. You have to provide documentation for that as an example. So next, I will talk about what kind of assistance you may that is out there that you can seek for help. And first, I want to say that all kinds of assistance out there, you do not need to pay anyone to help you prepare this application. These are free technical assistance services that is outlined on this slide. They are entrepreneurial assistance centers. They are small business development centers, and they are apex accelerators. Among these three sets of services, there are over 150 of them located across New York State. So they are all collaborating with Empire State Development in helping folks prepare the application, and they also stay with the applicant throughout the process until you get a final answer from us. And we've been collaborating with them with special certification initiatives. Currently, we are celebrating Black History Month with all MWBEs. So we announced an initiative that I know the council also have this information, where during Black History Month, we started it in the middle of January through the end of this month in February. Any MWBE who goes to one of these centers to get help prepare the application and submit the application to us, we track these applications on a daily basis. We will make sure that your business advisor knows when we email you for additional information. What happens based on our past history is that with this kind of assistance to the business owners applying, the real time is drastically reduced, and we have a much quicker time frame, well below the 90-day time frame for you to get a final answer from us. And this is how we helping to speed up the process by having you with the support that you want to use, that you can use to submit your application. We also have other resources available in Empire State Development. This is our sister division called Small Business and Technology Development. They have a number of capital access programs, loan programs that they collaborate with lenders to provide loans to small businesses, as well as the bonding, surety bonding program. And I am going to stop right here because my colleague Dulcie will be providing you with a lot more information than this slide can share about the additional support that our division have available to those who are certified. So without further ado, introducing Dulcie Andre. She is the director of our business development unit. So I'm going to turn it over to Dulcie.
All right, Jenny, thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction. And also thank you for the council for having us. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'll just double check that everything is good to go. If you all can just bear with me. Let's do this.
Ladies, you also have a couple of questions in the chat. I'm not sure if you wanted to wait till the end or.
Jenny, which works best for you?
Yeah, let's wait to the end because I do want folks to be able to hear Dulcie's very informative presentation.
Okay, let me just slide this over, and then I'm going to get into presentation mode. All right, let me do a quick flip, and then I think we are good to go. All right, does everyone see my full screen? Yes, I think I see some thumbs up. All right, perfect. Okay, so for my presentation today, I am going to focus on the now what. So Jenny did cover, your journey starting with MWBE certification, but what happens after you become certified? So what are the resources? What are the programs that are available through our division that newly certified firms can take advantage of? So I'm going to be on the slide for a bit because there's a lot of information here, a lot of words that all of you will go through. But first and foremost, I just want to talk a little bit about our business development unit. So our mission here in the business development unit is to provide information and resources to MWBEs all revolved around the goal of making sure that you are successful in New York State government contracting. And we do this in various ways. So we're connecting with businesses, we're connecting with agencies, we are engaged in community engagement, all to cultivate the right relationships, understand MWBEs and their business needs and priorities. We're also focused on forming those strong relationships with agencies so we can be at the forefront of contracting opportunities that are available through our agency partners, and then we can share that information with our MWBE community. And we also focus on programming and events that are all shaped to be a value add for our MWBEs. So for those of you who are newly certified, hopefully about to be newly certified, one of the initial steps that we take with our newly certified firms is hosting one-on-ones. So we have a team of analysts that are assigned to businesses based on their New York State region to really walk you through contracting resources that we have available, and also to assist you in preparing for state contracts. So that includes helping you find opportunities, so actual contracts that align with your business, but also even directing you to financing programs or capital programs that would help. And I know Jenny touched on that a bit as well. Another part of what we do is hosting webinars monthly. So every month we do host 2 webinars that focus on MWBE capacity building. And we have what we call our showcase, where we may have an agency or we might have a private company that is hosting a webinar where they're showcasing a contracting opportunity. And one thing that we actually instituted as part of our webinars is our MWBE speaker series, where we highlight and celebrate MWBEs through storytelling. So I'll just take this opportunity to plug in. We do have our MWBE speaker series celebrating Black History Month happening on February 19th at 11 a.m. For folks who are interested, all of our webinars are on our homepage. Just scroll right down to the calendar and you can register for any of our webinars. Also, taking a look at the yellow box on the screen, every year we host our MWBE Regional Opportunity Expos. We usually host one upstate and one downstate. So this year we're looking at Syracuse for upstate and New York City for downstate. But our expos are free for all attendees and they focus on economic development activity within the regions. So it's a really nice opportunity for you to attend to network, meet with agency partners, for example, but also learn about the different contracting opportunities that are available throughout the regions. And I think most folks are already aware, but we host our annual MWBE Forum in Albany every year. And Jason and Jenny, hopefully this is okay for me to just throw out there, but our dates for right now are November 17th and 18th. So definitely mark your calendar. More details to come about our forum. But for those who are not familiar, our forum is really our premier MWBE event. It is the largest MWBE event in the United States. We have so many agencies, so many private companies, our community of MWBEs and other stakeholders all in attendance. There's networking, there's information from subject matter experts, there's industry targeted workshops. We also celebrate our MWBE champions with a luncheon. So it's a really, really great event. More details to come. We'll make sure to share it with the council once those details are ready in terms of purchasing tickets. And then I'm going to hold on BGA, which is the blue box at the bottom, because we have some more information there, especially for the construction-based firms that are on the webinar today. But I will talk about our Mentor Protege program. This program really aims at building the capacity of MWBE subcontractors. So those MWBE subcontractors working closely with prime contractors on a project but having that mentorship opportunity where that prime gives a bit more in terms of really building that business up so that hopefully in the very near future, they're able to become primes on different contracts. So right now it's actually in its development stage, but more details to come as well once that program is up and running. So I'll finally move away from this slide, but in the next couple of slides, I'm going to discuss our BGA program, but also the additional resources that newly certified firms obtain. So let me go to the next slide. And I just want to check if folks can give me a thumbs up if we can see it. I think I see a thumbs up. All right, good. I see a thumbs up. Perfect. So first, just touching on capability statements. So one of the initial resources we provide, especially during the one-on-one, is feedback on your capability statement. And we share templates as well and provide guidance on how to begin a statement. And I'm sure most businesses are already aware, but this capability statement is really your business resume, and we can continue to provide you feedback, especially as your business grows and you're making changes to your capability statement. You're trying to figure out what exactly should be on there to get the most attention. We can cover all of the just core aspects of a capability statement. So that's the core competencies, past performance, your company information, things of that nature. So we always encourage our MWBEs to periodically review and make those changes. And we here in the business development unit, we're happy to go through that with you and really tailor it, especially for different events that you have coming up. So if you're going to our expos or our forum, we can definitely sit with you to really go through what a effective capability statement is. So that's one part of the resources that we have. Going on to the next slide. So contracts. So that's the biggest piece. Folks are getting certified. They really want to make sure that they're able to grow their business by connecting to contracting opportunities. So one of the main and first resources that we typically share is our New York State Contract Reporter. I'm sure many businesses are already aware. It is New York State's official source for contracting opportunities. And majority, if not almost all of the contracting opportunities are 50,000 plus. You might find some that are a little bit less, but in terms of requirements by the state, $50,000 and up, those opportunities are on the Contract Reporter. And I do want to do another plug for our webinar series. So on February 20th, 11 a.m., our division is hosting a deep dive into the New York State Contract Reporter. We're actually going to have our lead on the Contract Reporter present doing a full presentation. So they're going to start from setting up your profile to, you know, if you're in fencing or if you're in X industry, how exactly do you find opportunities for your business? And one interesting thing about the New York State Contract Reporter, there's so much there. I think people just intuitively see it as, you know, you just go and do your search criteria, but there's some reporting that you can look at. There's some data that you can also look at just to better gauge the buying cycles from New York State agencies. So again, mark your calendar and you can go to our website to register. But February 20th, 11 a.m., we are doing a deep dive into the Contract Reporter. And then we also typically mention Open Book. So Open Book allows you to search through active New York State contracts, and you're searching thousands of contracts. And you're seeing the businesses that, you know, have been awarded by New York State agencies. You're also seeing nonprofit organizations and other entities as well. But this resource is actually really helpful just for you to get a sense of the spending categories when it comes to state agencies and some authorities. So you can do a search by a contract number or a vendor, an amount, expiration dates, things of that nature. But it's a really helpful tool for you to decide what agencies do I really want to connect with? We also use this when, say, an MWBE is attending the forum and they don't know which agency they should connect with. We can direct them to Open Book to really take a look and see what are those agencies or prime contractors. I do want to mention that agencies or prime contractors that are really looking for the goods and services that your business is able to offer. All right, going to our next resource. This is our MWBE Connections Guide. Really great resource for relationship building and identifying procurement opportunities as well. So every year, our team, along with a contractor, we update the MWBE Connections Guide with information from our 97 agencies and authorities. So it includes their description, contact persons, which I noticed that a lot of MWBEs go to the Connections Guide to really find a point of contact for an agency. Sometimes you will find just that general inbox email, which is still helpful. Other times you will find a direct contact that you can go to. So really a valuable resource here, usually close to the forum. We are updating it and adding it to our website. So you can always access it and take a look and see if there's some helpful information there as you think about, those agencies you want to work with. All right, going on to the next slide. All right, now I'm really excited because we are talking about our Business Growth Accelerator program. And I just want to give a shout out. I think I saw some graduates, some of your names popped up. I think I saw Trevor Prince. I think I saw Juan Martinez, but a huge shout out to any BGA graduates that we have on the webinar today. But I just wanted to share more on BGA, which focuses on preparing MWBEs for those opportunities that we've been discussing, and also empower MWBEs to connect with those opportunities and grow their business. So BGA does provide for certified and also growth-oriented MWBEs. So this program specifically targets those MWBEs that might already have some experience under their belt. Their business has probably been operating for 2+ years or over a year. They fall in specific revenue guidelines. But the program is really focused on getting those growth-oriented MWBEs to that next level, really making sure that they're advancing as they progress through opportunities. And for BJ 3.0, which is our next iteration, we are focused on the construction industry, and the program does provide intensive technical assistance and business development training, again, all focused on growing businesses. So some of what's offered through BGA is connection to contracting opportunities and relationships, mentorship, technical assistance. And also by the end of the program, every business gets a curated strategic business growth plan, really kind of a roadmap or blueprint of how you can continue to grow your business even after graduation from the program. So right now, I know on this slide, we have some of the eligibility criteria, but we are in the process of accepting and reviewing applications now. So for any construction-based business that's with us on the webinar today, I just want to let you know this program is really an amazing program that actually has positive results for its graduates. So we did want to share some of the successes. 73 graduates from BJ 2.0. Contract values across those 73 graduates, they were able to obtain or get awarded about 105 million in contracting opportunities. There were training hours, so this is virtual and in person, classroom training, about 80 hours. And I would say this is like the top piece of BGA is the one-on-one consulting or consultations. So it's really that, one-on-one hand-holding, really walking you through the process when we talk about competing for state contracting opportunities. So that's a really, really valuable opportunity for MWBEs to really have someone that can sit there and really walk them through the full process. But really great successes from BJA 2.0, BJA 3.0. Again, we're in the recruitment phase right now, accepting applications. Really great success stories on this slide on the right-hand side. And we want to see more MWBs participate. We want to increase how many MWBEs graduate. We want to increase the contracting opportunities that are made available. So for anyone who's interested, we will make sure that you get the link to apply. And the application process is pretty straightforward, but we are looking for applicants throughout all 10 New York State regions. We do have 4 incubators covering 8, that's the focus areas. But if any businesses fall outside of those 8 regions, we're still here for you. So wanted to highlight BJA, the most and the best I could there. All right, I know Jenny covered a bit of this, but we work very closely with our ESD Small Business Division. And there's a lot of work that they're doing right now around the Small Business Credit Initiative, SSBCI, 500 million in federal funding available for small businesses. And you don't necessarily have to be MWBE certified. They go through the socially, economically disadvantaged, the SETI definition. So if you're not certified, there's still an opportunity to access some of these programs, whether it's preparing you for work on a contract, whether it's bonding assistance, purchasing equipment, and many more. There's a whole suite of SSBCI programs that are available. And then I will go ahead and wrap up. Jenny, I think you had this slide as well, but I do want to highlight our social media. Please follow us. I know Twitter is still on there, but follow us on X and also on LinkedIn, just to know all of the great things that are happening in the division, whether that's our programs or our initiatives, the features that we have of MWBEs that we want to celebrate. There's a lot of great things happening within our division, and we want to make sure that the MWBE community, the small business community, is tapped into all of the things that we're engaged in. So I will stop there and I'll stop sharing my screen. But thank you so much. And Jenny, I think we are able to answer questions.
Yes, we are. I think, Lizette, do you want to help with the question, or do you want us to just read through the chat? I was copying a few questions while Darcy was
Whatever's
so
easiest, because I lost track of some, but if you've been writing them down, I don't know how far. I know there were some questions about if you were sharing the slide.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I will send you a PDF version of the slides for you. Darcy, your slide is also available, right?
Yep, Jenny, I can share it with you, and then if you want to share, that's totally fine. But yes, we can share the slides.
Okay. So, Lizette, do you want to run through the questions quickly?
Okay, so let's see here. Bear with me. Will the presentation be shared? We already covered that. How long the business needs to be open to be eligible?
1 year. So you have to be in business for 1 year. Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So no, go ahead.
No, please go ahead and answer that question, because I was going, if you're done.
Yeah, so the answer is that yes, you need to be in business for a minimum of 1 year. Reason for that is that we want to see that you have demonstrated that you have actually conducted business activity in New York State, and also you have paid, your company have paid New York State taxes. So that goes into the having contributed to New York State's economy.
Thank you, Jenny. Why can't the owner be worth more than 15 million?
So this program is set up as a small business program. So when it was started in the late 80s, the maximum personal net worth means that there are certain things that exempt, like your home is not counted towards the calculation of a personal net worth. So when the program started, it was $3.5 million. So over time, as the program were renewed by the state legislatures, it is currently increased to $15 million.
Thank you, Jenny. If we are already certified MBE as a sole proprietor and change the structure to an S Corp with the same name but with different EIN, no business transaction, how do we get the new corp certified without business transactions, all transactions are under the sole proprietorship?
So when you change the ownership structure of the company, or actually not the ownership structure, the legal structure of the company, it is the new entity that emerged becomes a new company. Now, you could explain that and ask for what we call a waiver for the 1 year in business, and you can provide a narrative demonstrating that when you were a sole proprietor company, you have conducted business and that's where it is. And let's say you converted into an S Corp yesterday. All your business prior to that were from the sole proprietorship. That's okay as long as you can explain that and provide documentation indicating that you are the owner of the S Corp and you have done business under your sole proprietorship structure.
If you have your DBE certification, do you also need these?
Yes. DBE is for a federal certification that's for disadvantaged business enterprises. So that allows you to seek contracts with the federal government. So we do have what we call fast track application process with DBE. So if you were certified with DBE and you want to apply for this fast track application when you get onto our portal, you can do that. But our certification for New York State enables you to do business with New York State agencies and authorities and projects that are funded by New York State.
Is there a solution being implemented during the approval process that can help companies select the areas they will work in? Too often, companies, when called or emailed, despite selecting a work area in the state system, they will not work in that area.
So I think that could be, and I'm going to just say if that's wrong, Corey, please say whatever it is that you believe it is. So when you are certified, you are given, you select, when you're applying for certification, you select a number of industry codes that your business runs. And if you feel that and after certification, if I get the question correctly, it's like you've been getting called for businesses that you don't do or work that you don't do. What you can do is you can contact us and submit a profile change. I mean, if you want to remove codes from your profile, we can do that. You just need to contact us. I hope I answered that. I hope I interpret that question correctly.
Sounds good, Jenny. I'm in New Jersey. Can I apply?
Yes, you just need to, again, seek authority to do business in New York State. So what that means is that you need to go to New York State Department of State that governs companies doing business in New York State. You apply for authority to do business in New York State and you seek a certificate from them. That process costs about $250. So it's New York State Department of State. And on their website, you will be able to find the page that you need to go on to apply for authority to do business in New York State.
Can a BIPOC-led and focused nonprofit be certified as an MWBE?
Okay, I missed that. Something about BIPOC.
Yes. Can a BIPOC-led and focused nonprofit be certified as an MWBE?
No. So the New York State MWBE program is only for for-profit businesses. Nonprofits are not eligible to apply.
Will the event on the 19th and the 20th be recorded, and can we have access to it if we cannot attend?
Yes, I can answer this question. So for the webinars, again, February 19th, 11 a.m. is going to be our MWBE speaker series celebrating Black History Month. And then February 20th at 11 a.m. will be our deep dive into the New York State Contract Reporter. If you go on and register, as long as you register, you will receive the recording of both webinars, as long as you register. So if you can't attend, that's okay. As long as we have you on our registration list, then you'll receive the recording.
Thank you, Dulcie. Are there opportunities for security consultants, not security guard work, but access control and more physical security, intrusion detection, ? Workplace violence instructor opportunities, ?
Yeah, I can answer this one. Off the top, I'm not 100% sure. But Marcelo, I would definitely recommend that you attend our February 20th at 11 a.m. webinar, where we can actually do some searching in real time to see if those opportunities are available. Or if you are unable to attend the webinar, I'm going to put into the chat our business development email. You can reach out to us and we can connect you to our point person for the contract reporter who can help you in identifying those opportunities as well.
Thank you, Dulcie. And the next one states, clarification and example. NYC companies state they will work in the Southern Tier area, but then when called, they will not work in the Southern Tier. I guess that's just a statement.
I'm not sure
Right.
if I understand the question.
You know, and it's interesting. I'm not sure if it is much of a question. It says clarification and example. NYC companies state that they will work in the Southern Tier area, but then when called, they will not work in the Southern Tier.
Oh, I think this goes back to the initial question. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. How OGS procurement connected to NYS MWB? ? Are both post opportunities through NYS contract reporter?
I'm just reading the question again. How is OGS procurement connected to New York State MWBE? Are both post opportunities? So all agencies post their contracting opportunities through the New York State Contract Reporter. There is a requirement that all agencies post the opportunities that are 50,000 plus onto New York State Contract Reporter. I'm just trying to understand the beginning portion. How is OGS procurement connected to New York State MWBE? Potentially an answer there is majority, I would say a large majority, if not almost all, New York State agency contracting opportunities do have MWBE goals attached to them. Again, I'm not sure if that answers the question, like where's the connection between OGS and the MWBE program, but hopefully that helps.
Thank you, Dulcie. And also because it seems that we're past our time, but Jenny has been gracious enough to put in her information in the chat for those of you that may like to reach out and have additional questions. Please take note of that. And ladies, if you have any closing remarks, we thank you so much for your time and for this fabulous and informative presentation, as well as to Jason as well. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to meet so many of you virtually. We look forward to continue to collaborate with the council on sharing information and updating each other with what we are doing here at the state. So we welcome feedback from you all, Lizette, and I'll be connecting with you folks following up on this webinar and send you the 2 presentations that we used today. And if there's other subsequent questions, please feel free to forward that our way.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. You guys are fantastic. We really appreciate you guys taking the time today, and we look forward to continuing to work with you guys together.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you so much.